Welcome guys, I want to quickly invite you to our Owner Operator Forum Facebook group. So if you search Owner Operator Forum, we will show up, you can request to join, and you will have access to us and a bunch of people that are like-minded, business-oriented, and would like to learn about trucking. So there will be a lot more content, more videos, behind the scenes, Facebook Lives. So go check it out, and I'll see you there. Italo and Nico, what's up, guys? Everything good?
Everything good. Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Thank you for coming. Tell me first, introduce yourself and tell me who are you guys representing today and what's your story?
You want to start or you want me to start?
Do it. My name is Italo. This is me and my brother. Obviously, we
don't look alike, but
you do. Yeah, you do.
This is Nicolas, so you can.
We started this. Well, we own a truck dealership.
You started a truck dealership, so tell me, Italo, Nico, welcome again, and I can tell you, you have a cool story to tell. So we're gonna actually cover a lot. Don't worry about. We're not recording. We're just hanging out.
Okay.
Chill. Nothing's gonna be. It's gonna be all good. I can guarantee you that. But so tell me, who are you guys representing here? What's your company?
Elite Trucks USA out of Miami, Florida.
Social media, Facebook, Instagram, it's all the same. As a
Elite
matter
Trucks
of fact,
USA.
that's why we chose the name, because all of the tags were available. So
nice.
I jumped the gun and.
Nice. So you guys own a used truck dealership out of
Correct.
Miami, Florida, yeah?
Correct.
All right. Thank you for coming from Florida. I appreciate it.
Of course.
We weren't gonna miss this chance.
Yeah.
We want to meet you. We've been watching this. Really, we've been watching this.
Since we started,
Since we started, I learned a lot of stuff through this channel. I got into this not knowing a thing. Just the trucks ran in the family. We used to export trucks. Well, my parents used to export trucks to South America. My uncle has a trucking business in Peru. My other uncle has been in the industry, in the sales industry for 20 plus years.
My other uncle drives, so trucking is just like
it's in your blood.
We couldn't avoid it, man. Yeah. And we have to give back now to.
It's the last thing we've ever thought. It's the last thing we'd ever thought we were doing. We'd be doing this, truck sales and anything around there. So
yeah, that's awesome. So you're selling used trucks. Why did you get into it? What was your reason? Tell me briefly, just kind of an overview of, hey, this is why we started. This is how it led us into it.
Okay, I'll take it. So our family owns a logistics company, so brokering air freight, sea freight, road freight combination sometimes.
In a very niche industry.
Yeah, in a very niche industry. I'll get into that further, but to make it short, last year, beginning, so January 2020, we were going to do touring. So we were going to do touring for concerts, festivals, anything music-based or entertainment-based. And in the process we have purchased 16 trucks, right? We were getting our licenses, everything in order so we can start in the summer. But obviously, we had a big surprise with COVID. And the trucks started arriving probably mid-February till March. By the time the trucks were arriving, they started canceling shows. COVID was happening. Freight rates were dropping like crazy. The market was just terrible. But we had already bought these trucks, and we didn't have anything to do with them. So we started selling them. We started selling them as a logistics company that owned our trucks, and we started seeing how customers kept coming back.
We waited till May to start selling them.
Yeah, I will say we did wait till May because we were like, maybe this will pass, maybe it didn't pass.
We gave it a month and a half, and we said, all right, you know what, we need to pay the bills.
Yeah.
And obviously we have trucks sitting in a lot,
not making money. Yeah. So
we were gonna get into just general freight, but it was a big investment. We didn't want to blow it like that in a time where we have no other income coming in. So we kind of just said, let's start selling them.
Yeah. Get some money back.
And we're gonna keep from the 16 trucks that we started. We started with 16 trucks. We're gonna keep 10. We sold the first 6. It didn't look like it was coming back anytime soon, so we kind of said, What are we gonna
Keep
do?
selling.
Yeah.
Keep selling them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you sell all of them?
Oh, I sold all.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was the next step? You guys, what did you decide to do after? Like, okay, is this actually a business we want to go into? What was your
When I
thought process?
when I had my last 4, I started getting messages from the people who had bought the first 12. Those 16, I sold them to overall, I think it was like 10 or 11 people, and people started coming back, and sorry, I don't have any trucks. Like, oh, let me know whenever you get more. I'm like, oh, okay.
That started coming back a little more often every time. Where people would come in and say, "Oh, let me know when you'll be like, let me know when you get some more, man." Be like, no, but we don't have more. Like, well, if you're so well connected now, if you get anything else, you hear anything else, let me know. And that started resonating a little with us. When we thought like, okay, maybe this could be kind of like a new thing. And yeah, when those last
That's when we started looking for an actual, because we had a yard. In Miami, space is
super tight,
difficult to find. We had a yard under some electric cables, power cables. We obviously can't have a building there, but that's where we stored our trucks. That's kind of where.
Okay.
And even till today, I still use that. My dealership is a small area, so when we receive trucks, we still get them at that yard. That's where I prepare them. I'll take them to a mechanic, or my tire guys will come out, or whatever has to be done, and then I take them to the store.
Okay.
So the store acts like a showroom.
Correct.
But
And
this was all the process, obviously,
Yeah.
getting it this way. At first, it was just kind of like come and pick your truck type of thing. Like we would do some work.
Here are the keys. Go jump in. Tell me which one you want. Then we'll figure out the price.
Yeah. So at what point you guys decided to get a store or like an official dealership location? Was that have you had it, or was it something that you decided to?
Midway through selling the trucks, we started toying with the idea of opening the actual dealership. It's a family business. I would get into the car with my dad and just drive around all day throughout Miami and seeing.
We did that several times. Like we drive around, we wouldn't see anything interesting, but until.
As a matter of fact, in Miami, there's this area, which I'm not gonna mention them.
Well, no, you don't have to mention the dealers, but so in Miami, there's a lot of truck dealers in South River Drive, right?
Yeah.
It's the area that's known for truck dealerships.
Okay.
But we didn't see anything there. We didn't see anything available, or like we wanted to be there originally.
Also, I didn't want to be associated to those dealers because
a stigma and the rep. I understand. Yeah.
Stigma, the rep, and we wanted to do something different.
Yeah.
So we ended up finding a space
that's been the biggest thing. We want to be different. I mean, until today, that's why we're here. That's why we as much as we joke around. I mean, we joke around all day. We're brothers, but we want to be professional. We want to do things right, and we want to be right by
course.
Do things by the book, really.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And do something different, right? From what we talked before, you guys you're going into something that you saw an opportunity, you're taking it in an industry that's it's been
yet to be disrupted, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And I think we're both of us here are disruptors in a way, so we can kind of understand each other in that sense.
Yeah.
But going back to the dealer thing, we finally found the spot. I mean, originally it was a car dealer, so you can imagine it's not the biggest lot.
It's not a big lot, yeah.
Pickup truck dealer.
A pickup truck dealer.
Oh, okay.
But
they're actually called the king of trucks, and they're still there. They're cool guys. But obviously, they outgrew the location because they told me, we fit 52 trucks here at once, pickup trucks at once.
Like
I saw that, and like, dude, there's no way.
Yeah.
Like, there's absolutely no way.
How big is the location?
Oh.
How big is the lot?
What is it like?
So I don't know.
Probably this size. About the size of
this is bigger.
8,000 square feet.
Yeah.
But with the office, I would say is this size.
Oh yeah, with the office is probably this size.
This size we can fit about comfortably. What, 10 trucks?
No.
9?
9 trucks.
9 trucks exactly.
I fit 10 and I'm already having a difficult time taking them out. I mean, I don't want to be cramped in there. It doesn't look good, first of all. Second of all, it's just more of a risk.
Of course.
The trucks. We haven't had any accidents, thank God. But
that's great. So let me take it back a little bit. You guys are starting to, we'll pull the trigger on the location.
Took some time to get that location ready too, man. That location was run down when we got it.
Did you start like redoing
we redid the entire thing.
You did? Yeah, that's nice.
Redid the entire office, kind of redid the pavement, cleaned everything up, painted the entire thing.
We made it look like an office. We made it look professional. We didn't want to, like I said, we didn't want to be another dealer.
Mm-hmm.
Dealers overall have a terrible rep. I mean, especially in this industry.
Yeah.
Dealers don't really have that much of a great rep. people come in like, all right, I know you're in bed with the financing companies. I know you're gonna be marking up the trucks. Like, no, I'd rather go buy my truck off somebody else. I'm like,
Yeah.
no.
That's what we're trying to.
That's what we're trying to break.
Yeah, which, you know, it's something that you see in general. It's like if people if people are not informed, they really don't know how it works. Well,
Correct.
because some guys will expect you not to make margins on the trucks, or you know.
Not only that's something big that I used to go through that I just now started understanding. My brother would always, you know, he'll be like, "Yo, we still have to cover our rent." Like they'll lowball us on our truck, and they're like, "No, we have to cover rent. We have employees." Like, no. The truck is at market. It's not like we're selling, you know, 10 grand above market. No, the truck is at market.
Yeah.
I don't go for that, or at least I didn't before. I kind of still don't want to. I don't go for that. Oh, we gotta pay our rent. We gotta cover employees. No. I don't like that idea. I like the idea of we're selling a truck at market.
At market prices,
At
you mean?
market price, correct.
So there are two things that you're looking at. Okay, you're researching prices. You know where you are as far as the ballpark, right?
Correct.
And then you're adjusting it accordingly to whatever's happening and that you're seeing, right?
Correct.
So on your end, you have to figure out, how do I make it work on my end with employees and my overhead and
that's not
well,
the customer's fault. It never will.
Yeah.
be. You know, that's something, you know, we try to, you know, make sure.
We've sold trucks at loss too. I mean, just
We
'cause-
have taken some L's on trucks. Yeah, it's not always like sunshine and rainbows.
of course, yeah.
I mean,
none of the business.
I'm kind of glad it's like that too, because dealers will have their trucks sitting on the lot 6-8 months just because, you know, they need to get their money back.
Move on.
If
Move on.
the truck is not at the right price, if the truck isn't getting any traffic, you know.
Yeah.
Move on,
Yeah.
type of thing. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
that's type of thing.
So what do you so how long has the dealership been open? Give me the time frame here.
Officially,
With the dealer license, December 9th.
December 9th last year?
I received that in December
wow.
9th of 2020. I'm fresh, like fresh off the it's the agent that was not the agent, the official from the Florida department. She called in that morning. Dude, it was. I mean, I think I called you guys crying. I called you.
yeah, we were waiting for that license about 3 months, right? From the moment they said it was ready to like it was actually ready.
Every day was something else. Oh no, now we can't find your fingerprints. Oh no, we still haven't received the background check. Oh no, for like a month just on that. And then before that, between getting the property ready, getting it fire inspected, making sure it's good to go. Like I said, we're trying to run something professional.
Yeah.
We're not trying to make mouse it like, so it's ready.
Good. So before we get to the next stage, tell me about yourself individually. What are you into, and what you did pre
Correct.
your dealership
Yes, sir.
within
So I mean, we both went to FSU. Italo is a year 7 months, a year 8 months older than I am. He was 2 years ahead of me. I went to FSU. He was my first roommate, and then he kind of went his way. I kind of went mine, but like, obviously we're still brothers. And hang all the time. He graduated. I stayed in Tallahassee for 2 more years. I did custom T-shirts. I traded cryptocurrencies. He flipped phones. He was a bartender. We always kind of like worked.
Yeah.
He was the smart one. I hated school, but I still graduated, thankfully. As a matter of fact, I think it was the only school within FSU that accepted me. What did you study?
I studied economics and finance.
So you're the brains.
I'll go into me in a little bit.
Good.
You talk about
Yeah.
Smart guy.
Tell me about your journey to that. Hey, let's do something on our own, because it seems like you've had an entrepreneurial.
You know, my dad. We spoke about earlier. Our dad. He came from a background. My mom. It's not just my dad. My dad and my mom. They came from a background with nothing. And my dad, as soon as he got to the U.S., he just grinded. And he opened a company that was one of the biggest in their sector. And that went to crap. They went bankrupt. We moved to Peru. That's when I told you that I lived in Peru for about 4 years of my life.
We were about 7 when we moved. I was 7
And I was 5.
or something like that. Yeah, we were really young, but.
So you lived in Peru when you were really young, For 4 years, you said?
4 years, yeah.
Okay, and then you just
Where we
you as a
moved
family
in,
you decided,
we
hey,
were 5 and we lived in a 2-bedroom apartment, and then from there we started growing again. They grew their company over there, their freight forwarding company over there, and then we had to move back because my parents were residents; they weren't citizens. We had to move back because if not, the residency would end. Your grace period of being outside of the country would end. So we moved back, and then again started from scratch here. My dad made like 25 grand a year at the time.
Yeah.
And my mom was trying to find a job. Trying to find a job. My dad quit that job. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna stay here. As a matter of fact, he worked at a truck dealership.
Yeah, first thing he did.
Yeah, he was a handyman basically at a truck dealership.
so true immigrant entrepreneur story.
No, he's definitely had it rough. So I'll take it from here. So he did all sorts of jobs. This is while raising us up or bringing us up. He eventually started a freight forwarding company with my mom, specifically in the entertainment industry. So we were doing air freight, sea freight, and road freight for concerts and tours and festivals. And obviously started little. This is about 2006 that it started. My mom worked at Maersk at the time. There's a big shipping line. Eventually, the business started growing. She quit Maersk, and then they started scaling the company.
My mom's requirement for my dad is that he had to pay her 6 months in advance, so she'd be comfortable enough to leave the Maersk.
Well, so this happened growing up. It's been on it was growing for a while when we were all working there really until 2020. We were about to have a great year. Obviously, as you guys know, COVID kind of altered a lot of things. And that's the point that led us to we are about to get into the transportation business. Well, we already were in, but as a fleet owner, that was the next step that we were taking, not a truck dealership. But obviously, the story he was saying before, when we had the situation that COVID kind of screwed everything up and made us rethink everything, that's when the truck dealership came into play. And I can't be I can't be more thankful enough. I know a lot of people have gone through some really harsh times, and I know some people are still struggling out there.
And we're able to do something that we actually like doing.
Yeah, it was like
not only that,
it was kind of opportunity that presented itself, and we would be really dumb to not seize it type of thing. So we just tackled it, took it head on, and we're here now. We're about 6 months open with the dealer now.
We sold, what have we sold? Like 35 trucks by this point.
This year, about 35, almost 40.
Yeah, almost 40 in like 5 months.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's
obviously. Nice. The market helps a lot.
Of course.
But we're talking. I got my CDL. As a matter of fact, I got my CDL in November, like a month before I got my license.
Okay.
I used to drive the trucks that I told you, the 16 inch. I used to drive them without a license, just having to get them around.
Yeah.
I'd get in with somebody who was flying a truck for his fleet, and he'd tell me, "No, I don't have the CDL. Can you drive?" Like, okay, I'll drive.
Yeah.
I just kind of figure out along the way.
Yeah. Good.
To be fair, there are ice shifts. There's nothing out of this world.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. So are you getting your license too?
Yeah, I'm next.
Funny fact: I learned how to drive the 10-speed on one of my own trucks.
Nice.
I was moving them from my yard to my store, and that's all right. It's time to learn.
But have you learned how to float, or you use clutch? Use clutch.
No.
Use clutch.
Clutch for first, obviously, and then after that, just
you're floating.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good.
Which I didn't know.
I'll
before.
test you out.
I didn't know before. I didn't know that
We'll do a road
before.
test.
Yeah, I didn't know that before. My mechanic taught me that. Actually.
Good.
Dan the man.
Shout out to Dan the man.
Shout out to Dan the man. Machete is my body guy. Also, dude, this guy works outside in a field. He could paint a Ferrari.
Nice. Perfect.
These guys are talented, man. I swear, there's such good talent that works on trucks, man. You wouldn't think so, but there's a lot of great guys, and they really like what they do, which is awesome.
Awesome. So who's buying your trucks then?
My guy.
I'm the purchaser.
You're the purchaser.
Yeah.
And what do you see out there right now?
Nothing.
Right now, the best way to describe it is nothing. Kind of. The market right now is taking a weird turn. There we go. Better. Market's taking a weird turn right now where you have big companies that are buying new trucks in bulk. You have the big Amazons and the Walmarts that are having demand like never before, and they're needing new trucks.
And Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon. So I said they're buying new trucks, and at the same time there's chip shortages. that are leading to not too many trucks being produced. So I know from one of the dealers or a partner we speak with pretty often. They said that usually they get about 200 new trucks, maybe a cycle, or when they roll off the lot, they're getting about 40 to 50 instead. So fleets are buying.
That's if they're lucky.
That's if they're lucky they can get some, and since they're not getting any, they're just overhauling their own trucks, their old ones. So instead of turning them back in to the dealers to take out a new one, what they're doing is they're bringing them in, doing a complete overhaul of the engine, and just bringing them back to life for 2 or 3 years. So that's why you're not seeing new trucks or used trucks. To accompany this,
and when you do see them, they're 10 speeds or 12 or 13. No,
usually
usually 10 speeds.
There's a shortage of automatics. We know that. They're not bringing these new trucks back into the market. So you're not only seeing a shortage of new trucks, you're also seeing a shortage of used trucks. What is this causing? Truck prices are skyrocketing, and they're like there's no sign of stopping. Like it's crazy.
Did you see this year the over 30,000 trucks are not going to be delivered? It's going to be pushed to next year, which it's a significant number.
Did you see that? Did you see that article of the Volvo sitting outside of the 860? There was an article that came out with you could see hundreds of 860s just sitting out.
No.
Yeah, there's
without the
freight waves,
not being completed. I mean, because of the
the only thing they're missing is the ECMs.
Yeah.
Yeah, chip shortages.
Have you heard what happened with why there's a shortage of ECMs?
Not exactly. I kind of have an idea.
Probably has to do with semiconductors, right?
Yeah.
So I can tell you briefly. I don't want to get into that, but what happened was when everything started shutting down, and companies stopped producing chip computers. All the other ones, all the guys that people stayed at home. They started ordering phones and TVs and things that use chips.
And nobody was ordering cars or trucks.
So they didn't expect that. They didn't expect there's going to be a chip shortage. So they actually went, and everybody that when you're staying at home buying games and TVs and cell phones and laptops and computers, that sucked everything out.
So then I guess they shifted manufacturing towards that industry.
Yeah, there wasn't really. There's a way, and I'm not an expert in this, but there's a way. You're just building them, and then whatever application you're using it for, that's where it's going, right? Okay. It's pretty generic from my understanding.
It's not a change that could be done. As a matter of fact, yes, I did. I watched the CNBC. Informative video, and there's like a $60 billion shortage. This shortage is gonna cost like a $60 billion disruption in the market. And dude,
and the same thing's gonna happen soon with there's gonna shortage of trucks. There's gonna be, you're already seeing it. Go to Home Depot and try to buy lumber or anything, right?
Oh, lumber is another one. I saw like a little article that last year, $50,000 worth of lumber would have built you 10 single-family homes. Today, $50,000 worth of lumber will build you 2 family homes.
Yeah.
So right now, if you have lumber, just hold it, man. Hold it.
I know.
If you're hauling lumber, man,
I'm not building anytime soon. To be honest with you, all I need is more trucks. So
we're on the same page.
What do you guys think? What's your next step? What do you want to do next as far as developing and growing the dealership?
There's a few things I want to do. There's a few things we want to do. This is not a me or I. No, this is we. Every decision, every decision we make, whether buying or selling or growth or
on anything really.
Anything.
It's a team,
Before it used to be between all of us, my mom, my dad, and us.
It's a true family business. When we say it's a family business, it's a true family business.
And even our team members. I mean, our team members are family. We still ask them, like, listen, what do you think about us doing this? And they'll tell us, listen, I think that's a great idea, or, hey, how are we gonna manage it? Like, don't worry, let me worry about that part. But what do you think? We want to do financing, but more than that, we want to open a shop. And that idea was presented to me by our uncle, who's also in the industry. Opening a shop. There's a shortage of shops, but there's also a shortage of mechanics.
At least in Miami. We're in the Miami area. Obviously, I feel like here in Chicago, there's so much with
It's everywhere.
Same thing.
Everywhere,
It's
man.
everywhere.
We get here, like, you know, we're on the plane and start spotting the trucks, you know, from the plane, and you just see truck.
Yeah, but there's a shortage of everything.
Of everything.
With
It's of everything.
tax, you know, starting, but it's across the board. Well, you pay people to stay at home now. Nobody wants to come back to work,
Yeah.
right? And it's not even in our industry. It's across the board. And you know, it's like, how do you now have people come out and start going to work and producing? You know, that's the biggest thing. Which going into a shop, like, if that's great, you guys are planning this. This is definitely something that will help you, because that's exactly why I went to owning a shop, is because, you know, I have a fleet. You guys have a dealership, but it is a different animal, right? And it's a different type of business to be in, and we can talk about that later. But that's a good move. Obviously, you for your purposes, you wouldn't probably need a full-on operation with highly skilled techs, because all you need is pretty much TLC and
Yeah, we don't everything we buy, first of all, like, it has to run and drive to our store. So
at least okay. There's things that we had to start doing piggybacks, piggybacks.
Yeah.
Because we don't have the driver to bring it down.
Mm-hmm.
So
for the most part, all we need is TLC type of maintenance. You know, maybe
we make sure they run and drive before we pick them up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whether it's driving here or it's not, we make sure it runs and drives before we pick it up. That's my main concern. I don't like non-runners. I don't like things that are, you know, put together just
kind of like
skeleton
trucks. What they call them, that they, you know, or they start putting things from
other trucks and just make sure it looks nice. I don't like that.
Yeah. So I like that. Tell me, what are you guys buying? Are you interested in specific? You're ready.
This is mine, man.
Of course, it's your question, right? But what are you looking at? What are you not buying? What do you want? What do you are buying?
Okay, so we focus mostly on Freightliner and Volvo.
I like Volvos.
Mm-hmm.
We like Volvo, but I would say we specialize in Freightliner and Volvo.
Yeah.
Preference, we like Volvo a lot, just because, you know, we know the engine the most.
Mm-hmm.
We know the platform the most, for the most part.
Most of their issues are pretty cookie cutter similar.
Yeah.
You know, to an extent, but at the end of the day, it's a mechanical.
Yeah, but
everything's.
But regarding to buying, so when we're buying, we always look at, I would say, 3 things. So we look at prior use. We always try to find out what they were used for before. We look at, we always do ECM readings, so we like to know, like, the actual things of the truck. If I see anything altered even slightly, we turn it down. Obviously, miles are very important.
Rig digs.
We do several VIN checks.
VIN checks.
So we know exactly what it's been through, or, you know, what type of, if it's had any damage. Because, I mean, truck that's you know, traveled 500,000 or 600,000 miles, it's bound to have some scratches, some dents, which is fine. I mean, it's just knowing what it is. You know, you just don't want any surprises.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for the most part,
a lot of people don't understand that as well. A lot of people that I've noticed that come into my store, they're coming to look at a 500,000, 600,000, 700,000 mile truck, but they're looking for they're really looking for something, you know, 100,000, 200,000 mile truck, and they don't understand that the difference between 200 and 700, it's a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big difference on the engine, on the strain, on correct. A lot of people don't. A lot of people do, especially people that have been in the industry for a while, but a lot of new timers that come in. I mean, new timers. Well, we're new timers as well, but new timers that come in, they're expecting, you know, 200,000 mile or 100,000 mile that they work, like the trucks that they drive currently for a fleet at $30,000-$40,000. You know, that's, especially now, that's unheard of.
Yeah.
You just won't find it. Like, plain and simple, like, no sugarcoating it, you are not going to find that. Especially right now. There's very few newer trucks for sale. Very few new trucks, even fewer newer trucks, because fleets are keeping them. And that's an expectation that people come in and they don't really understand that there's a big difference in a truck that has 200,000 miles versus one that has 500 or 600 or 700,000 miles. Usually the life cycle that when fleets turn them over is about the 500,000 mark, and that's usually when we pick them up. But obviously right now there's not even that. Like,
Yeah.
it's been really weird, honestly.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
But fun,
right?
definitely.
It's
Challenging.
been fun.
Yeah.
I like the challenge. We're looking for trucks and all, but within everything, we're piggy, man.
Yeah.
Like, we're piggy.
Very picky, I would say.
Yeah.
One thing you can describe me as is picky.
Yeah.
Let's talk financing then.
Okay.
What you guys are seeing? What are you guys doing? And what could you share with people buying trucks? What are some of the things you think they should know?
We should start off with Dustin's case.
Well, I guess we'll go into like a kind of a case study of someone that had a bad experience, and then we'll go from there. Always, as if you're first of all, if you're buying a truck, don't expect super low interest rates. It's not
impossible.
It's just
Unless
nothing.
you have amazing credit, and even then, it's impossible to get low rates.
Unfortunately,
Below 8, right?
Below 8. We have clients that we've done 4.2.
That's a very good one.
That's amazing.
But-
that's like amazing. But to qualify, from every 20 people I send that to that bank with amazing credit, one qualifies.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the first thing. Kind of go into this knowing that the interest rates won't be so favorable. These banks and lenders and finance companies know all the risks that comes with equipment. If it breaks down and you stop paying, they also know how much you're making if you own your equipment. That's the first thing they know. They say, all right, what's going to be $200 a month worth extra of interest if you're making 15 or 20 grand in revenue a month? So they take that into consideration a lot. So we'll go into a case. Someone came to us a while back. The
third truck we sold.
Yeah, so it was kind of,
as a dealership. So once we got operating.
So he had done like a lease to purchase option somewhere else, and they basically leased him. It was
2016 Peterbilt 579.
Yeah,
it was
20
a mid-roof short cab.
Truck looked really nice, but it was from the beginning. It was not mechanically sound. The truck was basically he was paying.
I remember he told me he told me to put down $5,000 down or $6,000 down, $800 a week. That's for a 400K mile truck.
It was very expensive, and at the time, so he started running with this. Truck was broken down about half the time, he said.
That's $3,200 a month and a broken down truck.
Yeah. Very expensive, first of all. At the time, he was his first truck that he was leasing onto and trying to get a nicer truck.
His credit was poor. It wasn't the poorest, but he had like 550.
There's nothing I would say worse than as an owner operator not doing your proper DD, especially when buying your first truck.
And DD, you mean due diligence?
Correct.
It was his fault also because he kind of did it.
Look at your options.
Type of thing. He didn't look at his options. Only looked at the first person that approved
He
them.
fell in love with the truck.
Cosmetically and visually, it was
The truck was
incredible.
amazing. Yeah.
Very nice.
He showed me
truck.
a picture. It was great. Dude, it was a beautiful truck.
But
Chrome won't get you home.
No.
That's shout out to Tony.
Something else I've learned very important. The first truck is the one you want. The second one's the one you need.
Yeah.
I have people have come in like,
If you can get out of the first one.
Correct. Exactly.
Yeah.
But I have people that come in like, I had a classic.
Classic 389 chromed out. Beautiful truck, but I'm not hating on it. But
Dude. It was impossible. I mean, it wasn't impossible to live with, obviously, but it was just they get onto a Volvo. I drove one. As a matter of fact, I had a truck sold, a Volvo sold. This guy had a classic XL. He was like, no, I gotta throw gears. I got a 13-speed gearhead. I mean, all to you. Go ahead. But I told him, let's take out the Volvo for a second. We were in the yard, and he came to check out a trailer because I had some reefers. And dude, he drove around like, dude, I cannot let the people in my chat know that I'm driving this.
Yeah.
But I love this truck, and this is gonna be my next truck. An automatic I-shift Volvo 780. He's got the table in the back. It's like, I just got stuck in. He goes, I just got stuck in Pennsylvania with a snowstorm, and I would get out of the truck and work under the truck because I needed to get out. I didn't have anywhere to sit. I didn't have anywhere to work. So what would I do? I'd just get out of the truck in the middle of the snowstorm and try to wrench on my truck. Like,
Yeah. So wait, he had a classic XL, and you were trying to sell him a 780
Yeah.
Volvo. Call him, tell him to
Automatic.
keep that classic XL. Tell him don't sell it.
Right now,
Yeah.
it's paying well if you sell your truck. But let's go back to
yeah,
Dustin.
yeah.
Let's not try to deviate too much.
Yeah, sorry.
So he had this really bad situation where he had already had insurance. He was paying insurance. He was paying for his plates. And he was every other week there was something wrong with the truck until obviously
the leasing company hadn't sent them his actual plate.
Yeah.
He was running with a temp tag.
So it was running
for
with
like
a 10
3 months.
So very very shady
Short,
stuff.
yeah.
And obviously the guy was tired of it. We were able to present to him a good option. So he actually ended up taking a 2015 Volvo 670 double bunk 10-speed.
It had a little bit higher miles, but that fleet was solid. That was a solid fleet.
The truck itself, this was 2015, had about 720,000 miles.
740.
By the way,
746.
don't always be scared of the miles in the truck. I know it sounds high, but if the truck's been really well taken care of, those 700,000 miles.
They look better on some like 400K mile trucks that we have.
Yeah,
And they run better.
sometimes the miles
drive
aren't
better.
always the indicators of a good truck. Well, long story short, this guy ended up trying to have to get a lawyer in to the whole deal to deal with the dealership. He needed to start working. We were able to get him on a purchase option. His interest rate
was a
was
lease to purchase.
lease to purchase option, but instead of paying $3,200 a month, he was paying with everything. With I think what was his down payment, like 12,000?
Yeah, his down payment was high. His interest was still high. Don't get me wrong.
It was like-
Well, with
But
that
he
said,
lowered
he
his-
wasn't prepared, right?
Correct.
He jumped into being an owner without
Correct.
prepping
Without
first.
doing the proper due diligence. The guy's great, and obviously he learned his lesson now.
Yeah.
But now
I
he's
still
paying.
talk to him all the time. By
He's
the way.
paying about, I think, 1,000 or 1,200. I think
less. 1100. He's like right in the middle. 1100. He's paying. It was 1098 with like taxes, everything. included.
1,100 a month. This is including like a 40% interest rate.
So let me back up a little bit. Slow down here. So he went from $3,200 a month to $1,100
Yeah,
a month
correct.
with you.
Because
Okay,
So
good,
like
awesome.
we talked about the truck you want,
He's still getting worked by the financing company. Don't get me
Versus-
wrong.
the truck you need.
But yeah, exactly what you said.
Yeah,
Truck you want versus truck.
but at least you're making the numbers work in better right now,
Correct.
right? With the lease to purchase and especially leasing companies, some of them that tell you, hey, we're doing a $700 a month or $800 a week. Sorry, to me that was always when I talk to
Crazy.
owners,
Yeah.
it's like, what are you doing? You're
Yeah.
paying $3,000 for a truck that's not worth it. And you're pretty much giving your profits to the leasing company, and then you're not addressing even the maintenance issues and all the other stuff, right? And I'm a big preacher. Not that I want to preach about anything. That's why I'm doing the channel, is because I want people to get
To
more
learn.
informed around and
Correct.
learn how to do the due diligence and how not to get yourself in the first place into those situations.
Look,
right?
the most important thing I would say when financing or buying a truck is do your due diligence. Like I couldn't emphasize
Don't
that
get
enough.
blinded.
What do you mean by that? What's due diligence to you?
To me, it's first of all, know where you stand, know where your budget is. Okay, so if you have a certain amount of money that you're trying to spend, if you've had some time in the business and you know a little more and you think you can get yourself into a bigger risk, okay, look for a more expensive truck with nicer features and nicer things. It's like the same thing as a car.
They're going out to make money.
But you have to remember that you're going out to make money and it's a business, it's a job. You have to look at it as a business and you have to look at it with the numbers. If the numbers don't add up, no matter how nice or how
Numbers are
beautiful the truck
numbers.
is, you have to make sure the numbers make sense for you. That should include, you should obviously include always, what maintenance costs would be, what your insurance is going to be, what, like if you blow out a tire, if you're going to have something for that. But that's why try to keep your truck within your circumstances. If you're starting out, obviously don't go and look for the most expensive one. Look for something you can start with. Make some money, because the cheaper truck is going to make the same amount as the more expensive truck. And I tell that to every single person. You have to start somewhere. You don't always have to start with the nicest thing, but you can work your way up. It's easier to work your way up than down.
Yeah.
So yeah, due diligence for me is mechanically, you have to. If you don't know a lot about,
Take your mechanic.
take your mechanic.
I invite every mechanic. Oh, is it cool if I bring my mechanic? Dude, as a matter of fact, I'll print you the J. I'll give you the J report.
Mm-hmm.
Bring your mechanic. Have him okay the truck. At the end of the day, you are buying a used truck, but this truck will be your business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't give warranties on the truck. I could sell you an extended warranty on the truck if you want.
Yeah.
But also, I'm selling a used truck with 600,000-700,000 miles.
Mm-hmm.
We do everything we can to make sure that truck is, as to our knowledge, we do everything we can for it to be perfect.
Back to Dustin's case.
Yeah.
Dustin took out the truck. By the way, Dustin's the man. Very cool guy. Took out the truck, took it to his house, which he lives like an hour away from where I'm at. And the next day he goes, dude, I installed the inverter. I don't know what's going on. The truck isn't turning on. The truck isn't turning on. That's weird. Because the truck had given me zero problems. I go an hour away with my computer, my J Pro. Everything's reading out except the engine ECM, the D13 ECM.
Mm-hmm.
I call Dan the man. Hey Dan, I've got this issue. Can you please resolve it for me? Like, did you sell the truck? Yeah. Like, you sure you want me to do that? Please. Like I said, I don't like to leave people. Well, I don't know. I don't give you a warranty, but I'm also not gonna leave you stranded.
Yeah.
Especially if you just took the truck. Like,
yeah.
Dan went 2 days of labor, had to open up the entire ECM. He had to resolder the computer.
So what happened?
$1,100 later, $1,100. This guy was just starting to go. He literally he has spent his last dollar on this truck, which I never recommend.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I was comfortable with the fact that he was taking a good truck. The computer had basically shorted out.
Yeah. As he was hooking up the thing. Yeah.
So problems are always, in other words, problems are always going to happen. You have to be prepared, no matter, even new trucks have problems, as you can know. Like, sensors aren't adjusted well, the computer will start giving you shit, you'll go into D-rate mode. For whatever reason. I've heard cases of trucks with literally 50,000 miles going to D-rate mode.
Yeah.
Which is, but...
Yes. It happens when you're leaving the dealer, and
yeah. And a lot of things, as soon as you do the dealer, you're screwed. Type of thing.
Dealers will, all right, we sold that truck. Good luck, and that's it.
Yeah.
But
the problem is downtime with dealership warranty repairs, right? Because you're gonna wait weeks for owner op buying that truck if you're at the end of the line.
Luis, that's another example. His truck needed a rear AC, and he's been calling me for the last week. Freightliner didn't have the part they need. I didn't have any other truck with the part they needed.
Because usually, like, if this happens, it's an extreme case. What we'll do is we'll take it out of a working truck, we'll put it down, and then we'll put a new one in the new truck, just to minimize downtime.
But we didn't have that. What did I have to do? I hate doing this, but I had to go to a pickup part, and the guy goes, look, I just received one, same APU unit. Let me test it out. Let me see if it works. So he usually sells the entire unit together.
Mm-hmm.
If I would have ordered it from Freightliner, I would have had to wait a month.
Mm-hmm.
And my guy told me, all right, let me make sure it works. If it works, you could take it. Don't worry. I basically paid, I still paid basically what it would have cost to get the Freightliner. But all day we get this problem solved. Something I would have spent a month and a half, which a big dealer wouldn't do.
Let's talk about time. Yeah. Time is very important in trucking. Time is you have to guess. Prepare for these things, like you can avoid a lot of these things by doing proper preventative maintenance. Don't jip out on your truck. Don't say, oh, you know what, I can take care of this later. Oh, you know what, I can take care of this later. Next thing you know, you have 10 problems that you're taking care of later. You know what that leads to? Major breakdown. I could not stress enough.
OEM parts.
So what do you guys think? What's missing in the industry?
Young people.
Young people. We talked about it. Yeah, I totally agree. But first of all, why? But what's missing? Why is there such an issue of?
It's back to the shortage.
Shortage of drivers. Yeah.
So shortage of drivers, shortage of mechanics.
What are resources?
Open bays.
Wait, here's the other thing. Before we got into it, even my dad was kind of worried. I don't know, you guys. We both got masters. We both studied our 4 years at FSU, and we had a great time. Whatever. When we started, my dad was extremely like, "This is what they studied for." Not sure.
Yeah.
Dude, we all love it, and my dad's noticed. We love what we're doing. This is such a cool path. He's such a cool career. Everyone that drives in, they tell us, "Oh no, I wouldn't do anything else. Like I wouldn't do anything else."
Yeah.
People are very passionate about it for
Yeah.
sure.
But look at the industry overall, right? You can sell trucks, you can have a shop, you can drive, you can own a
Dispatch.
fleet, you can be in forwarding logistics, you
Yeah.
can be.
There's a lot of options
There's a lot
within
of
the
You can
options.
be a
Yeah.
shipper. You can be.
Yeah.
There's so many ways you can like involve
Yeah.
yourself in
And
transportation.
there's something that never, well, really, it can't stop growing because the day this stops growing is the day the country stops growing.
You can, yeah.
Trucking,
Yeah.
I will say, is the backbone of the American economy.
Mhm.
We buy goods, we sell goods. These these things that we sell,
We transport goods.
they need to move.
80% of goods in the U.S. is on trucks.
Yep.
80%.
if not more.
We just did a podcast last
Oh, really?
week, and we talked about. Pulled up some stats. It's mind blowing, but that's why, I feel like resources for people to be able to even, because you're talking, he didn't do his due diligence, but like I remember myself, there is nothing out there that tells you how to do some of those
Yeah.
things, right? Yeah, you have to understand basic of business foundation because you're going into business. But your credit score, your how
Take care of
to
your
take care of your credit is one thing. Take care of it, but then how do you do it?
Yeah.
Plus your own financial stability, health, your savings, your understanding of cash flow and what you're actually doing. That's all stuff that how do you get owners and drivers to catch up on that and learn, and it's just like, okay, well, there needs to be more resources, more people talking about that.
I agree. Let me take this on.
Yeah.
Definitely, if you're if you're starting or you've been driving for someone else, when you're driving for someone else, they're taking care of all that for you. So you don't really understand much to it. All you're doing is you're getting in the truck, you're driving, making sure the truck is good, whatnot. But when you're an owner and operator, you have to look at a bunch of different things. Like you said, cash flow is very important, right?
Numbers game.
It's a numbers game. It's a business at the end of the day. You have to treat it like a business. It's your passion, it's your love, but at the end of the day, it's a business, and it's it's making you money. It's what's feeding you every day. Take care of that. Make sure that your finances are in good order. Always have. I like to always tell our customers, listen, you buy a truck, put some money aside, and don't look at it. Right? Let's say you're making $10,000 a month for whatever reason. From those $10,000, take out, if you can, take 10%. Put it in a separate account. And just every time, just dump it. From every load, just dump it there, dump it there, dump it there. When you have a problem, you're not going to feel the hit because you've had money separated for that, right? And this way you can take care of any damages or any mishaps that can happen on the road, because anything can happen.
I've had people come in like brand new that they want to get into the industry, owner ops, and they'll tell me, they go right off, oh, I want to buy 2 trucks. Okay, what do your finances look like? Oh, I have about 65, 70. All right, those 2 trucks are gonna run you 65, 70. It's like, yeah, I know, that's what I want to get started with. Dude,
Yeah.
I do not recommend. I recommend you start off with 1 and have that. Just you're buying a used truck, man. Like you're not going, and even if you buy a new truck, you still have the chance, but you're buying a used truck. Have some money reserved. Oh no, that I know people have been doing this for a while. They're telling me, listen, start off with that 1 truck. I won't save you this one, obviously. I can't hold it for a month, 2 months, but start off, see how it goes.
Know if it works first. But the biggest problem is, what you mentioned that just right now. Well, I know people that have been doing that, right? And I hear that a lot because I have owners repeating the same thing. Hey, my cousin is an owner. Well, great. Did you look at his financials, or is he just telling you the stuff from the surface? And how
what are his operating costs?
Because what people say and what people repeat to outside what they want people to know is different than what actually happens in real life, right? And then, well, that creates a false maybe. Appearance, image, yeah,
false image.
Yeah. But my cousin's making $5,000 a week. I'm like, yeah. Well, then look at his breakdowns. But then look at his financial statements over a month or 2 months or a quarter or a year.
That'll
right?
tell you the truth.
Yeah. And that's also financial understanding of what you're looking at when you're looking at
what
somebody
are you
else.
really getting into?
Yeah, which I have a lot of this. Like, well, I'm an owner up. I want to buy 1, 2, 2, 3. Okay, but you're now starting to build a fleet, and all power to you. I will never say no, but show me first, or show yourself first, that you understand it exactly what's happening, and you're going into the field knowing all your numbers, right? And I made that mistake before too. I'm not exempt from it, right? We all learn building business. Like, we're just looking at the
You also
at
got
the
to
numbers.
take a risk. Right?
Yeah.
You
do,
won't grow.
of course.
If not, you won't grow.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like you're looking at buying another truck. Well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna buy? And if I get the answer from the owner, and he's not sure, or he's telling me that he found this awesome deal for 2016, then I know that he really doesn't know what he's looking at, and he hasn't analyzed his numbers really, right? So again, I like the case studies that you guys, because it is important for me to. So what would you say is the solution if somebody's in the bad spot with a leasing company, when they got a lease purchase somewhere that's bad? What would you recommend?
First of all, look at your contract terms. So usually, if there's a weekly lease, it shouldn't be a clause of when you're leasing weekly. For example, this is a weekly case. There should be a shorter period of term of a clause, right? See what it would cost to get out of the truck in the first place, right?
Maybe you lose your down payment.
Maybe you lose your, for example, you lose your down payment. All right, fine, you lose your down payment, but you're saving yourself the cost of running that truck with all these problems, right? So that's the first thing I would look at. Two, if you see it's something seriously bad on their end, I mean, consult a lawyer. It costs you $250-$300. Have them look at the contract and say, hey, look at the papers. Hey, this there's a clause here that says
it doesn't stick. Yeah,
that doesn't stick, and there's something that's wrong here.
Maybe
we can get you out of the deal, right? That's where I would start. Second, I would say even if you want to run your own truck and you're running into these problems, maybe lease onto a company or drive for a company for a little bit. Take a break from your truck, make some more money again, drive for another company, have your stable income, and once you're ready again, to kind of fix your mistake, come back at it again. Just don't forget about the goal.
Tackle it, but restructure.
I would say, like,
restructure yourself,
reorganize, and then tackle it again. That way,
remember the lessons you
remember the lessons you learned. And this happens often. I'm sure we gave this guy's a case, but I know this happens often. It's not.
I'm not the only person we've seen like that. And like obviously, a lot of times we can't help them out.
And usually, sorry to interrupt. Usually, we can't help them out because people they don't take care of their credit. A lot of the times, if you take care of your credit, you'll be able to get a better deal or something. But unfortunately,
refinance out of it or something, right?
Exactly. But unfortunately, like, for these banks and these lenders, they're looking at their bottom line too, and there's certain things that are too risky for them. So don't take it personal. But they're a lot less likely to lend to someone that that's defaulted on payments, that's had an auto repo. That there's certain things that you just have to kind of understand on their side too.
And that's something that not having a good credit score, going into those leasing companies, you're pretty much putting shackles on yourself.
Yeah.
And I would say start from that. Do the homework before you actually do it.
Tough.
Yeah.
Those leasing companies are tough. I don't know. There's times that I do recommend it,
What, lease purchase?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you have to, because look, I'm not like shaming all lease purchase companies. This is that's not the point.
No, not at all.
Right? We're talking about what we're trying to establish is like prep for it, and then when you find a good company, make sure you understand what the contract actually says and what the numbers at the end of the month. Right?
To be fair, I'm talking about those high. Okay, you're gonna be paying $800 a week and a $5,000 down payment. I mean, look at the truck that you're getting. I mean, if you're gonna be getting for that $3,200 a month, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That you could get a nice truck with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, that's a good point. What do you want to add something, Italo?
Kind of touch a little more on what you were saying. Like, they'll put you in shackles if you go in there with bad credit, knowing that you're gonna pay this this crazy amount of money for a truck that isn't worth it just because you have bad credit. Rethink that decision. Take that extra, if it's an hour long that it takes you to read the contract, take the hour. Yeah. Read it. See what it says. See if there's a clause of anything that says, any damages are your fault, or something that's not taken care of, you'll be liable for it. And you could tell the dealer, hey, what's this? Yeah. What's going on here? A lot of times the dealer will be like,
read the contract.
They'll say, okay, no, we can work on something. So you might get if you just read it and actually read those terms, you might get some more versus getting less.
Yeah.
Very important, I would say.
Good. Tell me, guys, where can people find you? What's your social media?
Elite Trucks USA on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, our website,
Just Elite Trucks USA together.
.com. Okay. Same thing everywhere. We did that so it was really easy for people to kind of, to find our stuff. We post our trucks on Instagram when we get them in.
Yeah.
They also go on our website, but for the most part, we post them first on Instagram. They get first dibs, really. We're trying to make that connection with our followers, that they can get first dibs even when they come in. We wash them, pictures, so they know what we have. But yeah, it's all online. We try to share all this information, so people not just in Florida that know us, or people that are coming from the state that looking for a truck, that we might have what they need.
Not only that, well, first of all, if anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out at me. I'm a very open guy. I'm not. My email is Nicolas, Nicolas at elitetrucksusa.com. Any questions you may have, I'll even give you my number through text or through email. You give me a call, we could talk on the phone. If there's anything I can help you out with, if there's any situation, there's times that I recommend people, look, I don't have what you're looking for, but maybe you could go here and or maybe contact this finance company.
Yeah, or if you're having trouble with the purchase of a truck or something, you just want to have a second opinion, give us a call. Like,
we're super open guys. Like,
we just honestly, we want to just help people. We want to help.
Yeah.
We understand that these, buying a truck a lot of times is putting food on the table for your family, and
stressful.
It's very stressful, right? And if you don't know what you're doing and you just kind of want that second opinion, or you want hey, how does this look? Give us a call. Honestly, it's for us, it's more of a helping people out thing, and getting them.
That's why we love what we're doing, because we actually get to see the result of what we're we get to see the result. Guys that have been on the road for a year, dude, this is the best truck I've ever had.
No. Or not just that, or people that say, hey, I'm having this issue with my truck. Do you have an idea what it is? Oh yeah, hold on. When you come back, let me plug in the computer, and I can help you out.
And I mean, people are charging for plugging. People are charging like $150 to plug. Dude, I'm not gonna charge you. That's not what I'm here for.
This is gonna go live on Friday. You guys are gonna get a lot of calls on Saturday, trust me.
I hope so, man.
Yeah, dude. Mother's Day. We took my mom out for dinner or for lunch. I didn't even call on Saturday on all Mother's Day. Hey, can I call you back, please? It's Mother's Day.
Yeah.
That's the one day, I tried to take off, but
that's a trait for being in business and being entrepreneurs.
I absolutely. I mean, we love it. It's fun. It's great.
There's a lot of angles you can be involved in trucking, even if it's not driving. Whether dispatching, whether you're a mechanic, whether you're you work at a warehouse loading up trucks. There's so many angles.
Which we used to do as well.
Yeah.
We used to do all of this.
Yeah, I used to.
As a matter of fact, my favorite part of what we did in our company was loading up the trucks.
Yeah.
I loved it because I was out of the office, obviously.
So what's your goal for your dealership? Where do you want to take it from here? Give me a 20-second. This is our goal. What we would like to build.
We want to open a shop, a service center for our own customers. We want to open a bigger lot. I'd say have more.
We want service bays and all.
Service bays, more variety for our customers. And we want to just maintain that family business type feel we have. We don't want to be known as that giant dealership with the big logo on it. No, we want to be known as the neighborhood's family truck dealership, where you can go in and you can just talk to someone. Need help, even if you're not buying from us. I'm glad I help people. Like hey,
maybe we don't have, but maybe this dealership.
Maybe this has, or maybe talk to this guy here. He can probably help you out. Or come in and think, hey, I have this problem in my truck. Look, I know a guy here that can help you out, type of thing.
Which it's a double-sided, it's a two-edged knife. That whole mechanic recommendation is a two-edged knife.
It is, and what I can tell you is you guys seem as driven by helping, which is the new millennial, which I'm speaking, I'm considered millennial, but I mean, we want to create. I know, I'm a lot older than you guys, but yeah. But no, I can tell you. I mean, you guys seem like somebody that really genuinely wants to help, which is the number one thing that we need in trucking. So, I just want to acknowledge you because I really think that doing what you guys are doing, going into a path that's it's going to throw a lot of difficulties at you and obstacles.
side punches, side
Yeah.
tackles, man.
But
everything, you
but
name
going
it.
into that,
I'm sure people are gonna get on here and say, hey, they don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
could be,
cool.
it
But
could be,
look,
but I'm
but
here to learn.
look,
I'm here to learn
you
as
learn
well.
as you go, and then you guys are making bold moves, and you guys are, it takes. Look, with both of you having a good relationship and knowing finance, knowing your angle, you being committed to learning about trucks and knowing how to pick the good stuff. There's nothing but good stuff going your way, and I wish more young guys could get in to the
Same.
business.
I invite young guys, don't be scared, tackle it, learn it.
Take a risk. I mean,
This is an industry, I'll tell all my young guys out there looking, that has yet to be disrupted. It's been an old generation of people that keep recycling these same people. Get in there. Bring your new look on things, your knowledge, what you've learned, just bring it in there and disrupt the industry. It's time for young people to take over. Not necessarily, but work along with the older guys. With my respect to the older guys, you guys are,
Oh yeah, they know. That's who we learn from, right?
That's what we learn from.
their experience, but our energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's power to you if you're going for it and thinking about it. Just do it, man. I promise you, there's not a lot of young people out there that are doing what Sebastian's doing here or what we're doing. So it's definitely I definitely recommend getting in there and don't be scared. Try something out. This is the time to take a risk in your life.
And I always say, just try to make it a little bit better, right?
Yeah.
That's all we
That's
need.
all we're doing. We're not here to screw anything up. We're just trying to every day or everything we do, just try to make it a little bit more efficient, a little better, a little smarter. There's things every generation will improve our previous generation.
Yeah, don't cut corners. That's a good one.
That's a good one too.
Guys, I appreciate you a lot. Thank you for coming from
man.
Florida, from Miami. I'll see you in January. I'm gonna be there for a couple
pass
months.
by,
So.
Please pass by our store, and we'll show you around. We'll take
Awesome.
you out.
Yeah, we'll shoot some videos. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Take care.